folks, it's Jenna from Simple Hobby Homesteading. Okay, so today we are moving the goats. I was going to move them down into the woods on the other side of the barn, and I still will do that. But my husband had a really good idea. He said the finicky weather right now, where sometimes it gets really, really cold, we don't want to move them down to their spring and summer headquarters yet, just because they might still need the shelter of the barn. Look at some of them. They're so lazy. They're loving that sun. Oh, they are loving the sun. Look at all the black and white goats hang out together. That's so funny. But anyways, oh my gosh, look at her. She is so happy right now. Oh, so happy. And they're so quiet. Why are you guys so quiet? There's Mama and Son right there. Majesty and Little Prince. All right. So what was I saying? Oh, we are moving the goats. We're not really moving them. We're expanding this enclosure, their winter enclosure, back to the back of the woods. Now, the reason we're doing that, this used to be all of their enclosure here, right here. And then we have the house right there, just for reference. And the barn is up there. And so the reason that we need to get the goats out of this lower part is, number one, we have a couple of big trees that need to get taken down. They're dead and they need to get taken down, and I want to do that without killing the goats. And so we're gonna get those trees taken down, and we're having issues. You can't really tell from the camera angle, but there's a slope from the barn down to the house. There's a real nice slope, and when we get torrential downpours, the water just goes down, and we're worried that it's going to have issues with the foundation of the house, the basement, and even the foundation of the barn. And so we want to create some terrace levels here with some plantings, so it stops that runoff, and so that we can grow some things here. It gets full sun, which is really nice now that that pear tree is dead. It gets full sun in this whole area right here. The ground is really nutrient heavy from the horses being here, from the goats being here, and if we plant things here, then those roots will soak up a lot of the water, and so the water table won't get down to the house. We're having issues with water in the basement, in the wood room, and so just one little part of the basement, but we want to stop that. And so we're figuring if we plant some things, then we'll be good to go. And what we are also creating is these little berms. You can see with the tree branches, it's going to be kind of a horticulture bed, which is a German growing bed. You just dump the trees and the branches, and then you put the soil on top of that, and you grow stuff in it. But right now we're just erosion control, piling up the branches. And you can see back in here, just from wind and everything lately, it's just blowing a lot of things around, and so we're working on picking things up too. But I'll show you, look at that massive tree that went down recently. I'll show you kind of what we're doing here. So we've got the barn there, and the goats, they're going to keep that half of the area, and we're going to keep it fenced in, so that way we don't have to move the fencing for winter, bring them back up here for winter, but get all new fencing for the spring and summer enclosure down on the other side of the garage, which we will start working on. Ow, cat. We will start working on in probably about a couple weeks, so that we can move them down there. We'll do that with all new fencing. So here is the back gate. Look at that Pigeon Creek. It is flowing like crazy. It looks dirty just because of all the soil and the dirt that has run off because of the torrential downpours that we've had. And so we've got this slopes down. Once again, the barn down to the creek, it's a really, really severe slope. So we've got so many down trees here that we are just creating another berm, another stopgap, so that that soil doesn't keep eroding, because it takes the soil away from the trees, and then the trees die, and then they fall, and it's no fun. We like our woods here. So we've got the fence started here, and you can see that I've done the trees here, and as we pick up sticks and branches and tree logs and things like that, we will continue to pile them back behind this fence. Look at that. We've done pretty good so far. Hi, fluffernutters. Hi, fluffers. We've got some panels that we can work with, and here's the pigs. Now, here is my dilemma. The pigs area is back here now, and we're going to enlarge that, of course, going that way. Just a bit, but my issue is, do I put the pigs in with the goats? Before, there was a feed issue where I didn't want them eating each other's feed, And my thoughts on that is I can create a gate to go between them and call the pigs over and feed them in one area, shut the gate and feed the goats in the other. That can keep the goats out of the pig feed. And another option to keep the pigs out of the goat feed, which is really easy, is just to build a platform that the goats can hop up onto. Of course, the pigs can't. They've got those short little stubby legs and they can't hop up onto platforms very well. And so, or at all if they're high enough, and the goats can with no problem. So it won't be hard to keep the pigs out of the goat feed, but to keep the goats out of the pig feed. And the other option is I just feed them at the same time so that they go to their own feed. You know, I don't know. We'll have to see. But I don't know. I haven't decided yet. It would be really nice just to put them all together. It just would. And them all. But then I need to make sure all of the goat fencing is pig-proofed. You can see with this pig fencing, I put these big concrete blocks on the base of the fencing and some big logs on the base of the fencing because they root at the bottom of that fence and they lift up the fence and they escape. And so I would have to do that all around, hey, little bacon. I would have to do that all around the goat fencing, which actually wouldn't be too bad. We've got a whole pile of these cement blocks, so it wouldn't be so bad. Look at this tree. This tree is actually still living. Isn't this crazy? It's pretty much, I mean, it didn't snap, but look at that. It's gone over. It's at a 90-degree angle, and these branches are still very much alive. Look, they're budding out. Oh, can you see where they're budding out? Right here. Oh, you couldn't see that. They're budding out. Yeah, that tree is still alive, so that's going to be an interesting little tree. Maybe we'll hang bird feeders on that tree. Little bird feeders that the goats will try to eat. But anyway, so we're going to bring the fencing down this way. I think I'm going to include, yeah, I think I'm going to put the pigs in with them. Just see how they all get along. I can always separate them if I need to. But I want them all to have just a really large area. And the nice thing about mixing them up is the pigs eat different things than the goats do. Those pigs go after those nuts and things like that. And the goats love to chew on the brush. All these little weeds, the woods weeds, the goats are going to go nuts over that. These little tufts of grass, the goats are going to love this. And so, and even these chips, even these leaves, they eat like chips. So I think I'm going to put them all together. They eat different things, and so we're going to try it. So Patreon patrons, you're going to get the video of us putting them together and see how everybody gets along. So if you're not a Patreon subscriber, then jump on now over at Simple Hobby Homesteading on Patreon, Patreon, and you can see the video of us introducing them and putting them all together and see if the goats are scared of the pigs or if the pigs are scared of the goats. We'll see. So yeah, jump on over there and subscribe to one of our Patreon levels, any one of the levels. I'll put that video at a basic level, so any one of the levels that you subscribe to, you'll be able to see that video. So yeah, very cool. Love you guys. Bye-bye.